Hey guys, it's Miss Fiala. I just want to go over your math lesson for today. So when you open up the attachment, here is your FSA countdown page. Okay, today is Tuesday 4/14. So when you scroll down, you're going to get then your worksheet for the lesson for today. So today's lesson is on measurement again. Yesterday's lesson was on customary units of measurement. Today's lesson is on metric units of measurement, okay? Alrighty, and if we scroll at the top, I just want to go over a couple of these with you. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 all have to do with our units of measurement. So after today's lesson, you should be able to solve each of those. Number 4 is a little tricky. It says Gretchen is baking pies. She needs 1/4 cup of butter for each pie. 1 stick of butter is a 1/2 cup. How many sticks of butter does she need to make 4 pies? So what you need to figure out is how many 1/4 cups are in a 1/2 cup. So you have 2 1/4 will equal 1/2. So in 1 stick of butter, you have 2 1/4. So which means 1 stick of butter can make 2 pies. So how many sticks of butter will she need to make 4 pies? Okay. Number 5. A chef is roasting 2 turkeys. A turkey must roast for 1/3 of an hour for each pound. 1 turkey weighs 8 pounds, and the other turkey weighs 14 pounds. So to figure out how much each weighs, you have to do, or how long it takes for each turkey, you have to do 1/3 times 8, and then 14 pounds times 1/3, okay? Then it says part B, what is the difference in the roasting time? Excuse me. So after you find how long it takes for each turkey to cook, 1/3 times 8 and the 1/3 times 14, you're going to find the difference. Difference means to subtract. Okay? If you have any other questions on that, you can message me privately on Edmodo. All of the answers were sent in an attachment to your parents, so you can always check your work after you are done. Okay, now today's lesson, I'm going to turn this around so you can see my board. We're going to be talking about metric units. Okay. Okay, so today we're talking about metric units of measurement, which is a little different than customary units. Customary units we use in the United States. Metric units is a universal system of measurement, which means we use it all over the world, okay? So I want to kind of go over with you yesterday. We talked about, for our customary units, we used inches, okay? And we used feet, and we used yards, okay? So if you look at a ruler, it has inches on here. This is what we use, okay? Here's 1 foot, okay? We talked about 1 yard. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So think 3 of these rulers will equal 1 yard, okay? So today, though, we're going to be talking about metric units. So if you pull up your reference sheet again today, you are given some information. So we're going to start by talking about metric units of length, okay? So metric units of length. What do we use that is a metric unit? Now, metric units are actually a little bit easier to work with because metric units are in tens, hundreds, or thousands. So any multiplication you do is going to be pretty simple because you're only going to be multiplying by 10, 100, or 1,000, okay? So when we talk about metric units of length, if you look on the other side of your ruler, you have centimeters, okay? You also are going to be talking about millimeters. So in between each centimeter here, here's 1 centimeter, all these little tick marks here, one of those is 1 millimeter. So it is like super, super tiny, okay? Even a centimeter is pretty tiny. Then we have meters and we have kilometers, okay? So what information you're given is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Okay, you're given 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. So remember that millimeters is the really tiny. That's the tiniest of the units of length. Okay? Then we have 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Okay? So we have the smallest unit of measurement is our millimeters, then it's our centimeters, then our meter, and then our kilometer. Okay? When we're converting for our metric units, we're going to use the exact same steps that we used yesterday, okay? So say we have 5 kilometers. And I want to know how many meters is that? So remember, the first thing that you're going to do is write down what you already know. I know 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So how do I figure out how many meters are in 5 kilometers? Same as yesterday, we are going to multiply. So we're going to multiply 1,000 times 5, which is mental math, and that equals 5,000. And that is your answer. Okay? Same thing if we were talking about maybe if we were doing centimeters to millimeters. Maybe we have 30 centimeters. And we want to know how many millimeters that is. Okay? 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. And actually, that is not given to you on your reference sheet. So that is something that you are going to have to remember, or you can figure it out from the information you're given. So if you look, here's my 1 centimeter. If I count all these tick marks in between there, there's 10 millimeters. So 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. Remember yesterday there was one that we had to memorize too, and that was that 1 yard is equal to 36 inches. Okay, so those are the 2 you should really remember. So now to figure out how many millimeters are in 30 centimeters, I'm going to do 30 times 10. 3 times 1 is 3. Add my 2 zeros. 30 centimeters is equal to 300 millimeters. Okay? All right, let's talk a little bit now about, we did our metric units of length. Let's do our metric units of capacity, of our volume, okay? So we have the information that is given to us is 1 liter. So remember, when we think capacity, we are thinking liquid, okay? 1 liter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. 1,000 milliliters. Oops. Okay? You're going to see that a lot with things. We have a centimeter. We have a milliliter, okay? So 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters, and that's the only information that you're given. So if you give a question like this should be pretty simple. You have 7 liters, and you want to know how many milliliters that is, and that's the abbreviation. Write down what you already know first. 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. 1,000 times 7 is 7,000, and that is your answer, okay? Now let's talk about mass. Mass, metric units of mass. Mass is very similar to our customary units of weight, okay? So what information is given to you? Okay, so for metric units, we use grams, milligrams, and kilograms. So I have 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. Okay, so now we should start kind of seeing a pattern here. Those milli ones are the smallest unit. Those are the really tiny ones. So 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams, and 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So for this, our milligrams is the smallest unit, then we have grams, and then we have kilograms. So that's the really, really heavy, okay? Now if we're converting here, same steps. If we had 16 grams and we want to know how many milligrams, that is. mg is our abbreviation. I'm going to write down what I already know. 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. And now I'm going to multiply 1,000 times 16. And this all should be mental math. 16 times 1 is 16. I'm going to add my 3 zeros. 16,000 is my answer. Okay? All of these for today and for yesterday, all the steps are the same. Step 1, we write down what we already know. Step 2, multiply. And even though it might seem pretty easy, you need to be writing this information down so you don't make any mistakes, okay? Use your reference sheet. It has so much information for you, you don't have to memorize it all, okay? Some things you might have to figure out on your own by using the information on the reference sheet, because not everything is given to you. Just like I told you, 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. That's not on your reference sheet, okay? So keep that in mind for your quiz this week. Okay, so again, those steps, 2 steps for those, solving those converting problems. Same when we're talking about converting time, measurements of time. That is also on your reference sheet. So you know that 1 hour equals, we know 1 hour is 60 minutes. We know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. We know that 1 year is equal to 365 days. This is all information that we know, so we can convert our time as well. Maybe we want to go from hours to minutes. If I did something for 4 hours, well, how many minutes is that? How many minutes did I spend on my work? Okay, same steps. Write down what you already know. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So now I have to multiply 60 times 4. And 60 times 4 gives me 240 minutes. Okay? Same steps. If you have any other questions on this, you can private message me on Edmodo. I am starting now to put in a code word in my videos so I know who is watching my videos, because I notice a lot of us are not. So my code word for today is going to be family, since we're spending a lot of time with our family lately, okay? So you're going to have to message me that code word so I know that you are watching this video, okay? When you are done watching this video, you need to complete the FSA sheet. You need to complete your worksheet for converting metric units, okay? When you're done that, you need to do your 1 Imagine Math lesson on your FSA review week 4. So you are not working in any other pathways. Some of you are still doing that, even though I keep saying that on these videos, but some of us are not watching these videos. Okay, so make sure that you are doing your 1 lesson on the FSA week 4 pathway. You should be doing 1 a day. So Friday, you should not have to do a whole bunch of them, okay? You should only have to do the 1 on Friday to complete the whole pathway. Alrighty, if you have any other questions, please let me know. Thanks.